Yeah. I just sent the link. I can't see your screen yet. Okay, so like, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I sent the link to the YouTube testing on the chat box now. Can you share your screen? Yeah. All right. Lloyd, over to you.
All right, thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you. I hope you get something now. Good evening, everyone. So this next class, very great. So if you can hear me now, just let me know you can hear me now. Let me know, okay, like you can hear me now. All right, so some person, good evening. Margaret, good evening. My audio is not clear. Wow, that's probably the network. Let me get on that. Is it clearer now? Can you hear me better? All right, Margaret, that's great. All right. So everyone, just as you know, the way we do it, if you have any questions from this week's class, so I'm just going to all right, so can everyone hear me better now? If you can hear me and the way I'm speaking is better, just please let me know. Let me know you can hear me and everything is better. You can drop questions here, and I think I would also check the place where questions have been dropped to see if there's any new questions, so we can go over them together. So if you have any questions, you can just ask your questions right away. How do you separate colors? When you say how do you separate colors, what do you mean exactly? Like, what do you mean by how do you separate the colors? All right. Can I show you how to do the last task, the notifications? Okay, so I'm just going to try that. I'm going to try to show you that. Okay, so I'm just going to switch over. All right, so if you can see my screen, just let me know you can see my screen. All right, no problem. Okay, so great. All right, so since you can all see my screen, then okay, so tutorial on iconography. All right, so we're just gonna take it one step at a time. We're gonna take it one step at a time. So okay, so how do you separate the colors? Okay, I think I understand that question now. For our assignment, are we to create a style guide for just one color? We should have primary, secondary, and tertiary. For your color, okay, so color style is just creating a color style, is just creating a color style. Depends on you. But then all right, so let's just do this. So let's take it one step at a time. I think there are a lot of questions coming in now. So but let's just take questions one step at a time. So if you can just let me know, you can see my screen, let me know how it's going, let me know what you can see. So we'll start with the colors. You want to create a color style. Okay, so these are my own color styles. What you have, these are my own color styles. So I've created these color styles before, but then if I want to create a new one, so I'll just show you how I create them. And I'm sure if you watch the video, you'll be able to understand. So I wrote me Elizabeth. For the icons, yes, you can pick any icon. You can pick any icon. You can select any icons of your choice. So I guess that answers your question. And someone says for the style guide, the original one and the generated ones. Big F, what do you, oh, okay, colors. Oh, okay, how do you separate the colors? I tried, but it's not working. All right, so let's do that first. Let's start with the colors. Since color is here, let's start with colors. So let's create a new color. So I create a rectangle here, and I'm going to be doing the color thing now. So I can choose any color depending on the color I want. So I'm just going to try to pick any color from here as my primary color. So I think most of the colors I have here is blue. I'm going to click on green. I'm going to use a green color since I love green a lot. So I like that one. This is better, much better. All right. So this is my primary color. This is my main color. This is main color, and I want to generate styles from this color. What do I do? In order for the work to be easy, there's this plugin you can always use. The name of the plugin is Tint and Shade. Tint and Shade, and I'm just going to type it out here so you can see it. Tint and Shades. All right, so I pray let me hope it works because of the network. All right, so let's try it out. Say plugins, Tint and Shades. All right, CJ. So I'm going to run Tint and Shades. All right, so I'm just going to wait a little moment for this to connect. All right, so the name of the plugin is Tint and Shade, and that's what we'll be using. So if I'm going to run, if I run the plugin and it shows, I think I'm running out of network. So just give me a moment. All right, so we run Tint and Shade now. If you can see my screen, let me know you can see my screen. Let me know you can see what I'm doing. Just let me know what's going on if you are following me. All right, so tint and shade, the plugin I shown. This is the plugin. So I will just say generate colors. While clicking on this main color, I will just say generate colors. So once I click on generate colors, it generates all the colors for me. It generates all the colors, all the shades and everything. All right, so everything is here on my side panel. If you look at my side panel here, you see everything there. So now the point is that I just want these colors. I want maybe to create a style from them. So what I do is, for me personally, what I do is I auto lay out the frames, like everything. Even if you click away, what you just do is select everything again, select it this way, then you auto lay out it, Shift A. So to auto lay out. Then you see these colors are the same. These two colors are the same. This one here and this one here, they are the same thing. If you look very closely, see that they are the same thing. These two colors are the same. So there's only one that I need. So, and this color is the primary color. It's the same color as this. So what I do is I delete one of these. That's one out of the two of them that are the same color. You can check the fill code here. You see that the codes are the same. So I'll delete one of them. Then click on the frame, since it's an auto layout frame now. Then make sure I select everything that is inside that frame. I select everything that's inside that frame by clicking on enter. So once I click on enter, it selects everything inside that frame. And once you select everything inside that frame, what I now do is I rename it, clicking on Control R. Control R, I can rename it. So I want to call this I want to give this a name. So I'm just going to think of a name to give it to it. So I could actually call it maybe green apple. Let me call it green apple. So green apple. Green apple. Then I add a number. I put a space, click number up. I'm sure all of this has been shown to you how it works, how to do this. Then for me, I want to put 0 at the back. So I don't want 0 in front of it. So I'm just going to put backspace, then put 0. So it changes from 1 to 10 because I added 0 at the back. Then I rename, click on rename, and it renames everything. From this one to this one, everything gets renamed. Then from here, I click on this frame again, click on enter to select everything that's inside that frame. Select from green apple 10 to green apple 110. Then once all of those have been selected, just like this, see, all of them are selected one by one. Then I create a style from it. So there's a manual way to create style. This is just the fastest way to create styles. The manual way, you have to create it one by one. You click and then you create. That's one way. Another way is this way. So there's a plugin called Styler. So I'm just going to write it here too. Another plugin called Tint and Shades. We have Styler. So it's spelled Styler. I'm sure it has been given to you. So Styler, I have it installed. So after selecting everything, I'm just going to run Styler. So I'm just going to type Styler here. And it brings up all these suggestions for me. And I want to generate styles. So I click on generate styles. And it's going to give me a feedback here. See that styles has been generated. So if I click here, you will see here. I have green apple as styles now that have been created. And I can select everything and put them in a group, maybe so that I can locate them very well. I'll just do Ctrl G, call it GRIN. All right. So this is everything. This is my color styles. Wait, there's one color that is not here. It's the wait, Ctrl Z. Yeah. Green. All right, something is off. Oh, okay. So it's selecting everything and putting them. All right, so I have my colors here. So that's how to generate the colors. Then just gonna move to the next question. Someone says, please can you show us how to do the last task for notifications? Notification is not hard. Well, it depends on what you want your notification to look like. So notifications are not hard. Okay, I'm just going to show it. All right, so what I'm going to do is for the notification, I'm just going to, I use auto layout for everything. So is anyone still following? Can you understand what I'm saying? Can you see my screen? Just give me feedback. All right. Okay. Okay, so just let's move on. All right, so I'm just going to try to create think Shukuma Chinelo is the person that asked the question. So I'm just going to try to create notifications. So your notifications could look anyhow, depending on what you want. So I'm just going to create this right from my head. Like right from my head. So what I'm going to do is all right, everybody's saying yes. Okay, no problem. Thank you. All right. So I'm just going to create I'm going to put a text and say, let's call this dad and put love emoji. Where's love emoji? Okay, there's no emoji. Or you can put any emoji, whatever. Okay, let's do this. All right, I'm not going to do that. Let's just put, since today's girl day, day of the girl child. So I'm just going to put small c's. All right, then put an icon. Say this and this. All right, let me cancel this. Let's put in more. All right, let's just choose. All right, so small c's, then we do something like this. So yeah, I'm just going to type the message. Oh, I am going to school next week, and all right, so I'm done typing what I want to type, and I'm just going to all right, so this is the text. This is the text under it. So this is the name of the person that is sending the message. Let me use my. All right, so this is it. I'm going to put small space here. Let me use 161.8. All right, so if you don't understand anything, you want to ask any question, please ask it as I'm going. I'm just going to, how do we know the right line spacing? All right, so what I do is 161.8, there's a way to get it. I can't explain that now. It's a geometric, say, calculation based on this Fibonacci diagram. All right, so you can look that up actually. So that's how you get the 161.8. But then you can use 150, 140, 140%, 150%. I use 161.8% if I want it to look very appealing to the eyes. Well, there are some big text, like if I'm using maybe something like font of 24, font of 40, I may use 150 or 140. So it depends. So you can just use something like say line height, say 140%, 150%, say 161.8%. All right, so these are the ones I use. All right, so okay, so we are back here. All right, so small c's. Then I'm just going to, let's say, frame it together. Change the text from being black to something like say 41. or I might change the color later. I'm going to change this one to something like 8C. All right, because I know these colors in my head already. So what I do now is I would auto lay out the two together. So just follow me. If you have any questions, please ask the question. All right. Notification and alerts, they're actually very similar. They are close. So there's a way you can actually work around that. So, but that's for web. That's like for web apps. So, but then notification is notification. So I'm just going to do something like this. Shift. Like I'll lay out this frame, and I'll put the space in between is 12. I'll make it 4. So they are close together. Then I'll put a space around it. So space around it, I'm going to put it as 8. The space around it, what I just did, I'm using a shortcut, but the way to get that is see horizontal padding. I'll just add 8 to the horizontal padding, then add 8 to the vertical padding. You may not see what I'm doing. So what I generally do when I'm designing is I put a stroke around this. Then if I do Ctrl Z now, this is what we have before. So I can know what I am doing. So now what we will have now is if I put horizontal padding 8, vertical padding 8, this is what we have now. So I can use this to get what I am working with. If you can't hear me, please, others, please, can you confirm you can hear me? Ruth is saying she can't hear me. So please let me know if you can hear me, so I can know if she's the only one or I am the one with the issue. Please just let me know you can hear me. All right, so Abigail says she can hear me. All right, thank you for confirming that. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pick a color. You know, I could add let's say an icon to this. So since these two instead one single layout, and that's what I'm putting this frame around it, I could actually get an icon to put there. All right, so I'm going to get for me, I can get icon from different places. So since I've linked an icon to my whole workspace and design and everything, I can really get icons here. So all I need to do is just find one icon. Say, all right, so let's just say message. If it doesn't come up there, I'm just going to steal an icon from somewhere, from one of these designs I've done before. All right, so you can bring in your own icons too from anywhere. So, but since my network is not moving as fast as I want it to, so I'm just going to go and find a way to get an icon. All right, so look at it on the side. Now it's opened. All right, so we're going back here. All right, so now we have the icons, messaging icon, blah blah blah, different ones. Which libraries are enabled? All right, so I have Microsoft. I want Microsoft library. All right, material design. Let me close material design. All right, so just gonna pick maybe this one. All right, so this is still Vusax. I really don't want Vusax, so I'm trying to see if I can get this Microsoft icon, because that's the icon I use. But you can get any icon you want, any icon from anywhere. Doesn't really matter as long as it does job. Okay, so for this demonstration, I just have to let me see chat. All right, so this is the friend icon. So I'm just going to use this icon now. All right, cancel everything else, close everything else. So this is the icon I'll be using. Now, notice what's happening. How do you link icon to your workspace? Or more, okay, so let me finish this and I'll go back to the questions I have. Right. So this icon, what I do now is this icon is solve. I'm going to take all your questions one by one. So let me just brief through this. All right, so the icon size is 12, like 12 pixels, width and height. So I'm just going to make it bigger. I'm going to use something like maybe 24 or 16. So 20 is 24. Okay, so it's not too big. All right, so you can see what's happening here is that these two, just the first text and the text underneath, they are on top of this. And I want this to be by the side. I want it to be on the left side. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to just click on this and click on this and do auto layout on them again. Like it's like grouping them together. It's like framing them together. So I click on auto layout, Shift A. All right, so now if I check my general frame, let me call this notification. Then I'll call this next frame, say text frame. Text. All right. So see, I have notification on, which is this general frame, the one with the stroke. Then I have text, which is one that contains small c's, and I am going to school next week. All right, then we have this chat icon underneath. So what I'm going to do now is to put this side by side. Everything is under notification, the inside notification. Text is on top of chat. If I bring chat on top to the top, chat will be on top of text. So what I want to do is I want them to be side by side, not on top of each other. So what I do is I click on notification because that's where they are inside notification. And if you take a look at this, your right side, where there's auto layout, you see an arrow going down, showing that this is going in the vertical direction, like they are supposed to be on top of each other like this. Then you see an arrow going to the right, that's horizontal, say positioning, like the horizontal layout. So I click on the one with the right, like the arrow pointing towards the right. So when I click on it, you see it will change the location. So if I click down again, it's going to go underneath. If I click to the right side, it's going to go to the right. It's going to what we call it, align it sideways. So what I want now is I want there to be space in between these. If space here is 4, I'm going to increase the space to something like 8. All right, so there's enough space here. All right, so I can leave it like this. Then what I'm going to do next is remove this stroke, put a fill, white fill, around my corners, put around the corners, something like 8. All right, then I can change this color to maybe something like green. So since we have our green color, I'm just going to change it to the green we have. No, not that. I'm going to change it to the green we have. So something like this. So so this could be a notification. All right. So my notification is done. I could do more. There are different ways I can actually have my notification. Depends on me. Depends on what I want to do. I could actually decide to put this icon in the center. I'll use this this alignment options inside under auto layout. So when I click on this one, it goes to the center. So there's a lot you can actually do and play around with, but for simplicity's sake, this is fine. You can do something like this, which is fine. All right, so this is for the notification. See, someone is asking if I'm doing text field while doing notification. So I'm just going to go to the next question. So for the person that asks notification, you can actually do a notification like this. All right. So someone says, how do we, okay, wait, let me not move too far. All right. How do you make our grid visible to viewers? Just draw your grid. You have your grid like this, that is like this. Just draw a new grid, like draw a new grid. Do something like this. Create a rectangle, then draw a rectangle by your grid, something like this. Wait. All right, so you can zoom in so you can align it very well. Then something like this. All right, good. Then you can duplicate it. Just press Ctrl D, duplicate it, move it to the right. Let it align with the other one too. Check the spacing between them, 16, yes, fine. Then continue to duplicate it. No, Ctrl Shift Z. All right, so continue to duplicate it. All right, so and there you have your grid. This is my grid now. So let me just show you the field. So if this could be my grid, just going to put blue. All right, so this is my new grid. All right, the former grid is there, it's still there. So if I click on all of this now, I can frame them together, Ctrl Alt G, frame them. So if I hide them, you can see this is the former grid, the one that, okay, like I'm working with. But for me to show people that I have a grid, like I have a grid in my style guide, I need to make the grid look like the one that I have there, so they can, so when they see this, they know that, okay, like this is how my grid looks like. This is what the grid is supposed to be. Then you can now put maybe what each one is. So if this the length of this, you can put it there. The space in between them, the gutter, you can put all those stuff there. You can write it somewhere there so that they will be able to know, okay, this is what's going on around this. So that's how you do your grid. So I can move this out, my grid, it can be moved and stuff. So, but if I take it back inside, my grid is there. So that's how you create a grid. All right. So someone says, please, how are we to know when to turn our buttons to frame and auto layout? Please explain more on auto layout. Auto layout is a big thing to explain on. If you master auto layout, trust me, you won't have problem with design anymore. Buttons, to create a button, please just use auto layout. Button 1, just use auto layout. I'm just going to make it semi-bold. Shift A, press Shift A, make your auto layout. Don't forget, if you want to see what you're doing and maybe like you don't want to get confused, get lost with what you're doing, just put a stroke around it. All right, so this is my button. If I want a fixed width for my button, I set the width. I change it here from all content to fixed width. Then I set the width. If I want the width to be like 180. So this is my button width. Then I put my button at the center. If you come under auto layout, you can move this text around. Can move the text left, right, up, down, anyway. So, but I want it to be at the center. So we're going to put it at the center. All right. So what I'm going to do now is remove the stroke and add a fill. So when I add a fill, I can change it to the color we've created already. Then change the one inside to maybe white. Then I can round the corners. I can round the corners fully. I can do something like this. Can leave the corners as sharp, or maybe just something like 2 pixels. Then I can make the corner something like this. Maybe 4 or 8. 4. Then I can make it 8 or 10. Let's make it 8 for now. All right, so this could all be my buttons. So I've made buttons like this. So when you are doing with buttons, you don't have to be thinking of frame. You don't have to use a frame anymore. Just do auto layout. This is how you know an auto layout frame. It's going to have this sign by the side. It's going to have something like this. When you know that your frame is an auto layout, you have something like this. 1, 2. All right, so your auto layout, we have something like this by the side. Something that looks like this. Maybe thicker than this and bolder than this, something like this by the side. But your normal frame will just have something like this. This is what you see with your normal frame. So it's something like this. This is normal frame. This is auto layout frame. So for auto layout frame, auto layout, this is what you have. Auto layout. For normal frame, this is what you have. So if you don't understand, so that you can know what it is you've done. Normal frame will give you this icon in front of it. Auto layout will give you this icon in front of it. So please don't make a mistake. Don't make the mistake, please. All right, so I've created my buttons with auto layout. So that's creating buttons. Then let me see what else. Somebody else asking another question. Let me see. All right, when to use frame. Hi, good evening. But my font size 16 is really tiny, even after increasing my screen to 98%. I don't really know what to. 16 is tiny, yes, fine. But like that's like a standard for web and mobile screens for body text. So, but I don't know what you mean by tiny. Like, is it that you can't see it? Like, is it too tiny for you, or you feel it to be too tiny for the user? So those are two different things. Line spacing. Okay, I've explained that. I've shown that this is line spacing question. I said you can actually use this line spacing. 140%, 150%, then 161.8% for your line height. Then how do we know the right line spacing to use for a product when we've not seen physically? A product you have not seen physically. What do you mean by that? I don't understand that. I don't understand that question. All right. Adeniran says, I just opened a new file. I don't even know how to navigate to the style guide. You create a style guide. You open a new file, then you start creating your style guide. That's right. Watch the video. You would understand. How do I create input field? You create input field like you're creating a button. So why do I keep saying All right, that's a bad thing. Okay, so input field. You want to create input field. There are different ways to create input field, different types of input field. All right, so the simplest is, let's say we want to create input field for email. I'm just going to write email. Then I'm going to do, should I even use this? All right, so let me just, I have input field created here already. All right. Let me just do this. So I have email. So let me just write this. Enter your email. Enter your email, right? Then I click on Shift A, auto layout, Shift A. Then put a stroke around it. Boom, you've done your input field. You can make your input field the way you want it to belong. Then after that, you can now start changing the colors, the stroke, and everything. So I want the stroke, I don't want it to be too black. I can use this shade, this gray 5. If I feel like this gray 5 is too much, I can detach it and maybe use something like E5. Let me see. Right. All right, so that's something nobody can see. I'm going to use something like D0. Since I have a lot of colors in my head already, so that's why I'm seeing this. All right, so this is fine. Then I'm going to, the text inside, I'm going to make that gray. This one, yeah, all right. So let me move this down a little. Well, just customize your colors to look the way you want it to look. All right, so it depends on you. Then what do I do now? Let me make these all right. So I can round the corners, put rounded corner to something like 4. This could be my what do you call it? My text, my info field. Then I can add something like this to it. Email. All right. So this is 12 inside. I can make this like 10. And with this, I'm like standard. So I'm just creating it. I don't feel like these are standard. I will select the two of them, create auto layout, then make the spacing between them 4. Then fine, boom. I have my form field, number 1 form field, number 2 form field. I can put password, enter your password. So something like that. As I create your email. Another way to create your email is if we have this. So if we have this already, and this email, I think this is the new modern way they do things now. So this email now, what I'm just going to do to it is I'm just going to put it in auto layout frame. This is the auto layout frame. So I can see what I'm doing. This is a stroke, but I don't want it to be this tall and I don't want it to be this big. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce it, top and bottom, put 2. If vertical padding, I put 2 there. See, it reduces the space around it reduces. Then if you look here, it's going to show 2. Then the space left and right, I can make it maybe something like 4 or 6. Let me make it 4 and see. Okay, 4, this is fine. All right, so I will remove the stroke now, then add a field. So you see, when I add a field, it's showing, the field is showing. All right, so what I do now is I will bring it here. You bring it somewhere here. Bring it to the top. All right, so you bring it somewhere. Could be somewhere, something like this. All right, so something like this. Then you do frame the two together. So this time around, framing, I'm going to frame the two. So I'm going to use Control Alt G to create the frame. I'm not doing auto layout. Look at it. What is showing here is like a mesh, the frame icon. Just like I told you here that this is a frame icon. So that's what is showing the frame. So I'm just gonna call it say material style. Where's it now? All right. So I'm renaming it to material style. All right, material style. So I will just drag it down here. So it looks something like this. Like I'm going to control the height. The height of this, I want it to be the height of this. So the height of this is 35. So I'm just going to make this also 35. So I'll write 35. It may look awkward, it may look weird right now. But I'm just going to, what do you call it? I'm going to align bottom. No, not that. If I align bottom, I want this and this to go to the top. Like I want them to go to the top. So I can just move this around here. Do something like this. So when I click on this, this is what it gives me. So now I have what I want. I have say the form field that I want. If I create a frame with a white background, this will look off here. It will look weird here. But if I create a frame with a white background, I place this here. It doesn't look off anymore because it's on a white background, and the background of this is also white. So it doesn't look off anymore. So it looks like you are typing it, typing your email. So naturally, you have this is it, like focus state when you are typing your email already. Say Loy at G. So then I'm typing my mail. The normal one, this is what the normal email will look like. This would be inside there. So this will just become email. And this will not be here anymore. This will be hidden. So when you click on email, it will bring you here. So something like that. Let me move this away from the screen so you can see. So this is the say the resting state or active state. This is the resting state, yes. This is the active state when you are typing on it already. Something like that. So that's for the someone said we should create input field. All right. Notification is for error message, successful, important. Okay. Yeah, alert. Yes, alert is for information, warning, success, and error. Okay, yes. But notification could be that way too. So it depends on what you want to do. All right. Finding it difficult to make a frame responsive. Why do you want to make a frame responsive right now? Like, what are you trying to do? It depends on what you're trying to do. So when you say you're finding it difficult to make a frame responsive, what do you mean? Responsiveness is a very big, say, topic. It's not something I can explain on this class right now. Guys, if I watch the resources, will I be able to get all that is being explained? Yes. It's been a while since you joined live class. Sorry about that. All right, so you've not finished the tutorial for colors. We are supposed to leave it vertical. I'm going to explain that. What's the difference between frame and auto layout? Okay, I think I've explained that. Queen TK, if you are still here, Queen TK, if you don't understand, you can just tell me so I can re-explain frame and auto layout. But I explained that already. So if you were here during that time, then that's fine. All right. Spacing. The spacing we are asked to create. I will use it in a sentence form. No, spacing you're asked to create is not to be used in a sentence form. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create spacing now. Let me just read this order. Oh, my time has gone. Wow, I just said one more again. Sorry. All right. So someone said default state. Thank you, Kolakbo. I'm just going to change it to default state. Thank you. All right. So then, are we expected to prototype the input fields? No, not yet. Just create your input fields. Nobody is expecting you to prototype them. Please. For the line height, I saw in the video that you can use 8. You can use the 8-grid system. Yeah, you can use the 8-grid system if it works for you. If you know how to use it, fine. I use percentage because if I'm creating something else, if you make it fixed, you're not allowing it to grow. So like you put it in a box. But if you put it in percentage, no matter how the text, no matter how big the text is, it's going to scale alongside because it's on percentage. Like if I increase the font size from 16 to 32, it's going to scale. But if I was using maybe like, if I put the line height as 24 before, when I change my font size from 16 to 32, the text in 32 may be bigger than the frame, like the, what do you call it, the text field. May be bigger than text field at the end of the day. Why? Because it's not scaling. The line height, the spacing between it is not enough. It's not making it scale. It's not making it big. So that kind of a thing. Then Colorful Idris said, I ignored this question. How do I link icon to workspace? It's a long thing that you're asking me to explain. Like it's a very big thing. It's something that if I try to explain now, the room might just get confused. That's why it's not like I ignored your question. Sorry, Colorful. All right. Let me see. Time has gone already. So if you join the class tomorrow, we might have time to explain it. So someone says, oh yes, about the 16 font size, it looks really tiny for the user from my point of view. But it's just going to us to watch. She used 16 as a base text font and it looked fine. Yeah, 16 is fine actually. Sometimes font also matters. Some font are smaller than some fonts. So after this class, when we click the link, will you see direct us to this video? Yes, I believe so. All right, so Oluwaseun says, and it's bothering me because I have 16 is standard text font. Yeah, 16 is the standard text font. But don't worry. Sometimes I just feel like, oh, 16 might be too tiny. So then I remember that, oh, it's standard, then people should be fine with it. No problem. So let me just leave it at that. So sometimes that's what you have to make it. Somebody said we should do a lot. What should we do now? What should I do? All right, okay. So I'm just going to move fast. Okay, I understand line now. Thank you. All right, you're welcome. Then only active and default states for input field. No, there are other states. So please watch the video. Watch the main video. There are other states. There's error state. There's different states actually. There's error state. There's resting state. There's what are that? There are different sort of states. Think if I do duplicate this now and move. Okay, Control Z, Control G. If I duplicate this now, if I make this red, all the text there red. So let's make it red. This could be error state. Depends. I'm just doing it right from my head right now, so I can't type everything for you. If you watch the video, you understand better. So this is error state. All right, so error state. We have your error state there. All right, so that's error state. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more. Big F, calm down, sir. Okay, Big F. Must we design the active and default stage for our clients when designing? Well, if you are giving your client a style guide, yes, everything should be inside your style guide. In your designs, no. But if you are giving them a style guide, everything should be inside your style guide. All right. Then somebody says, okay, yeah, I've answered that one. Spacing. Yeah, we're going to do spacing now. All right. Unable to enter element. Sorry about that. Big F, prototyping will work there. Then Gomina says, please, what is the use of different states of the buttons and input fields? Do we use them on while designing or just default or just the default states? Okay, use the default states, but in your style guide, all the states has to be there. And then because when you're prototyping, okay, is there a way I can show you this? I can't show you this because I created it on mobile. Wait, is it on mobile? Let me see. Do I still have it? Yeah, I should have it. Should be this. So let me just show this. All right, so let me just show this and some. All right, I pray there's enough network to make this show. All right, so when you create your button, this is what your button is supposed to look like. Something like this. Now I've prototyped all of this. I've prototyped all of this. This is what you have inside your style guide, something like this, maybe more than this. This is the normal button. This is the button when it is covered. This is the button when it is clicked, and this is the button when it's not available, like when it is disabled. All right, so you should write everything in front of it: active, over, pressed, disabled. It should be written in front of it like that. All right, so why I'm bringing it up is because okay, so when you prototype your design at the end of the day, that's the purpose of having all of this. So you can be able to show the your client what exactly you're trying to do. So if I play this prototype now, I pray it opens. This thing will give me issue all day. All right. So let's just go back and we'll check if it has opened. Let me just touch spacing. Then we'll come back to that before we end this meeting. All right. Let's do spacing. Let's do spacing. Let's do spacing. All right. So for spacing, I use 8-point grid system. I use 8-point grid. So what I'm just going to do is let's have a frame here like this. So I'm going to do my spacing here. Just wherever I stop, just know that I decide to stop there. It's not like somebody said I should stop there. I beg. All right, so rectangle, I'm going to click on rectangle. Since I'm using 8-point grid system, I'm going to start from 8. This is 8. Then I'm going to move it, maybe put this spacing to be 8, then scale this up to maybe something like 16. Then duplicate it, make something 32. I could use 24 or 32, anyone. So it depends on me. Depends on you. It depends on how much you want to space it, how much space you're using your design. So then I'm going to make this something like maybe 48 or 40. Yes, I used to use a lot of 40. So let me just use 40. Then I can move this from 40 to maybe 56. They are still all 8-point grid. So spacing between them should be 8. Then duplicate again. And now we use something like 56, that's 60. I'm going to use something like 72. All right, so this is the spacing. Then you now write under it, write something like 8 pixels here, 8 px. All right, so you write 8 pixels. Maybe 8 pixels. I use something like 8 pixels. Then this one you can write 16 pixels. 32 pixels. All right, so no, that's how you do your spacing. So that's how spacing works. All right, so you do it on and on and on. I can even go bigger and bigger, depends on you, depends on what you're doing, what you did, what you designed. Go bigger and bigger. So that's it, your spacing just goes up like that. All right, so that's for spacing. Then all right. Okay, so someone just explained that. All right, so that's it, everyone. That's everything. Let me see. Does this show? All right, so this works now. So if I open on this, you see this has changed. This is changing to this has changed to what I made here. So what I made here is this. I made the supporting. This is the primary. This is the default state, the primary state. Then it goes to this one, which is the over state. So when I over on this, when I over on this, when I over on it, you see it changes. It changes when I over on it. All right. So if you want to see the click state, sorry. If you want to see the click state, if I click on this, if I click on it, it should. You may not see it very clearly. So, but then when I click on it, it's supposed to just show that this color because I've clicked on it. If I made it so slow, you'll be able to see it. So then the last state, the disabled state, that's what I put here. So I put here as nothing to do. There's nothing to do here. Disabled state, nothing to do. All right, so that's just how the whole thing works out. That's the way it works. That's the benefit of it. So going on in the journey, you're actually going to understand, you're going to know how it works better. So that's just it. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. So there is so much to learn. All right. So I think that's just basics of everything. Yeah. All right. So basics of everything. So there's all this. All right. So we'll see tomorrow. So everyone, good night. Have a nice night. Enjoy your day tomorrow. And we'll see when we see. So somebody said we should do alerts, but alerts are just like notifications. So I can just duplicate this and just say change the back color to green. So I can just put a stroke around it. If I want to look like alert, I'm just going to put a stroke around it and maybe make the stroke green. And maybe like I can make the stroke green, maybe make the fill color also green, maybe very light green, something like this. I can call this my alert. So green alert. I can do the same thing for any other color too. I can do it for error or orange. So let me do it for orange. Orange should be like a warning state. So I could actually do something like that. It depends. And your text, the text you have inside it also matter. So I'm just going to detach this. All right, so stroke, orange. I just pick this orange. Since we have this here already, then this one. Also this one, detach. Pick orange. All right, so for this fill, I'm going to pick this. And I'm going to make it sort to a little. All right, so this could be the warning state. So it depends on it. I could actually write maybe like the small c's could be gone. So it's going to be something like the icon could change, something like one year. Put a 1 year icon. So I'm going to put a 1 year icon. All right, so that's a 1 year icon. We use 24 before. I'm just gonna make this 24 again. All right, so that's a 1 year icon. Caution, exclamation mark, and do not touch. All right, so that could be it. Let me make this at center. All right, so that could be it. So it depends on you, depends on what you want to do. Control Shift C. I could actually make this bold or semi-bold and make it the primary color, the green we're using, the orange rather. So make it the orange, something like this. So it depends. It could have different styles, different types of what is called it of alerts. At this place where I wrote small c's could be say storage, out of storage. out of storage, blah, blah, blah. You are running out of storage. Let's just use. You are running out of storage. Clear space to get enough storage. All right. All right, so we have our text there. I'm just going to change this also to maybe like warning. Something like this. So this is how alerts work. It could actually be fields too. I will just change this one's background now and show you something else. 24, you're running out of storage. I'm going to remove this stroke. The background is going to be fully green. The text are going to be white. This will be white. And this will be white. So this will also be white. All right, so I can say, okay, like say, oh, why am I using green? Let's use orange now, or red. And let's use red. All right, we don't have any red here. Detach, find red. All right, I guess time is gone. So this is too dark, red. All right, so this red might be too much. So yeah, you as a designer would not use it. You could actually make it maybe something like this. So it depends. All right. So that's it. Different styles. Depends on what you want, depends on what you're trying to achieve. All right, so that's it. That was it for tonight. All right, so everyone, someone said no be smart thing this. Don't worry with time. Just duplicating and thinking about it, changing how it looks, moving things around. That's just it. It's not really something much. By the end of this program, we would have gotten very close, even if not there. All right, so good night, everyone. Have a nice day tomorrow. Have a very blissful week. I hope all you learn, you get to understand, and I pray it really stays in your mind. So I guess it's peace out now. So, all right, everyone. Good night. Good night. Don't don't duplicate all the icons. It's not all the icons you have to duplicate. Not all the icons. And somebody said Elua, root. I just explained a lot. That's a lot that I just explained now. Where is it? Okay. These are alerts. Alerts could look like notifications. This one is definitely an alert. The red one is definitely an alert. I just showed you that, okay, like this green one, this is notification, right? The notification is white. Now my alert is green because it's a success notification. Maybe it's a good notification. That's why I'm making it green. I'm just showing you that the notifications could look like this. But then to show you better, so you understand, that's why I made this. Like alert. This is an alert that says caution. So do not touch. It's an alert. It can just pop up and come and anything. And this could be an alert to telling you that you're out of storage. So alerts can work different ways. Your phones always bring up alert. So that's the way it works. All right. So everyone, thank you. Thank you for staying to this time. What font are you making use of? I'm using Manrope. M-A-N-R-O-P. Manrope. So that's what I'm using now. You can always download it online. If you don't have it on your system pre-installed, you can always download it online. So everyone, we see when we see. Watch the videos, read on the resources. Come this same time tomorrow, and let's make it a day. All right. Good night, everyone.